Hey, welcome everybody to today's Daily Distinction. Really glad that you are here today on this Thursday. Man, we had the Distinction Summit last weekend, last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it seems like the days have flown by. By the way, if you are watching, gee whiz, you're good at we've been working, getting all the content ready for our VIPs. If you're part of the VIP group, you're going to have some great things coming your way shortly. And if you're part of our Distinction Builders group, good grief, we've been working to get everything ready for you. So we got a lot of great things coming. And I've been asked several times, are we doing another Distinction Summit? Not for a while, but yes, we will be. This is part of our normal course of action. So we're going to be continuing with the Distinction Summit in the future, but not for a while. But don't forget, you can get free resources on how to create distinction available at distinctionnation.com. We'd love for you to go there and sign up, distinctionnation.com, if you haven't already. And it's great to have everybody here today. Mark Rodriguez, so great to see you. Doing great. I hope you're doing well, sir. Great to be with you. Peppermint hot chocolate cheers. Thank you, Brian. How's the weather, by the way, in Wisconsin? I was seeing here in Vegas, the headline in today's paper. I am not kidding you. I am not making this up. The headline in today's paper is "Get Your Winter Coats Ready," because Monday, a cold wave hits the area. So get your winter, I swear to you, it said get your winter coats ready because the high is only going to be 60 degrees. Anybody from the Midwest like I am, anybody from Indiana, anybody Wisconsin, wherever, would you see they're warning you to get your winter coats and seriously gloves and hats, get all that ready because it's getting down to 60. It blows me away. Oh my gosh, raining and sleet. It is late October, isn't it? Here we go. We're off to the races on that. Clear skies in Silicon Valley, Charles. Glad to hear that. Glad that things are looking good there. It's a beautiful day here. Happy Thursday to you too, Scott. Really glad that you're here. You know, today is an interesting day because tonight is the final presidential debate. Now, I want to make certain, I always say, because I don't want anybody to think I'm jumping on a political bandwagon or anything with anything I talk about here. There's plenty of talk about politics all over the place. You don't need to come here to hear it. But there are a couple aspects of the presidential debate that I think we ought to be thinking about in terms of our own respective businesses. Are you going to watch the debate? I'm a little bit undecided on that. The first one was just such a derailed. Went off the rails, but yet now they're saying they're going to mute the microphone if you're not on the clock, which is incredible, isn't it? That both of these sides agreed to terms, and then they decide they got to mute the microphone because the participants aren't respecting the terms of the debate. This just crazy. Yeah. The picture's glistening a bit. I've got a different camera and we're getting a different setup. Matter of fact, lights are on order. We got different lights coming in, and we're trying to upgrade the process here, Charles. So yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's got in the craziest. Yeah, I'm not in Indiana when it was 60 is free. Though, Randy, I will tell you that 60 with no humidity is cooler than it feels, back in the Midwest where you might have, 40. The whole thing about it's a dry heat, it's also a dry cool, and there is a coldness to that. Arctic cold blowing in, isn't it? Yeah, you bet. I don't know how the igloos are going to be starting, Jerry. It's a good way not. It's a good way not to see. I'm going to say it's a good day to be productive inside. That's what we're saying. Still snowing in Minneapolis. Holy cow! Yeah, that is wild. And yeah, Mark, people lose their minds in Florida when it hits 40. Isn't that crazy? So this is not meant to be political. And as we know, the candidates prepare for the debate. So are there things from a debate, not just talking about Trump versus Biden, are there things from debate in general, and how people prepare for a debate? Are there things that we can learn from that, of what the goals are in a debate that might influence our thinking a little bit about how we sell and how we market and how we approach the clients in our respective small businesses? I'm going to suggest to you, each of the candidates, whether we're talking about the presidential debate, maybe you've got a debate in your respective states for governor or for United States Senate, Congress, whatever it might be. whatever level we're talking about in a political debate, the candidates should have these important goals. And I think you should too for your sales and marketing. It got me thinking, the debate tonight got me thinking that a few years back, Fox News Network had me on Fox and Friends in the morning to try to preview what should be the goals when Arnold Schwarzenegger was debating in his campaign to be elected governor. And it got me thinking about some of the things we talked about there, but then got me thinking in terms of for your business, how does that apply? So let's talk about what the first goal of any debate should be. Let's talk about debate first, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about your business. In debate first, the first goal is to prevent defections from your camp. Don't do or say anything in the debate that would make those who are already committed to you leave, right? Gerald Ford, many years ago, when he was debating Jimmy Carter, said that he did not think that Eastern Europe was under the domination of the Soviet Union. That was obviously a mistake. When given two opportunities to correct it, he didn't want to say he'd been wrong. That might make him look weak. And so he stood by it, even though Poland and then Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia and then other countries were obviously under Soviet domination. So it made even those who supported him question, was he up for the job of president? You got to remember that Gerald Ford became our only unelected president. He became president when he was appointed vice president by Richard Nixon and then became president on Nixon's resignation. So he is the only president in the history of our country who was never elected by any group. Okay. So people started wondering, because of that mistake, did he really deserve their commitment? And some people that had been for him then left and became Carter supporters. Well, it violated the first goal of the debate. The first goal is to prevent any defections from your camp. You want to keep everybody that's in your tent in the tent. That's goal number one. Goal number two, engage and inspire those who have already committed to take action. So I can say I'm for Jane Doe as my candidate. Now I need to be engaged and inspired to actually either fill out the ballot and mail it in or get off my tail and go to the voting place. I need to take action. So the second goal that you would have during a debate is to engage and inspire those who are already for you to actually go do something, to take action on the commitment that they have made. That's goal number two. I want to say something during the debate that would make you go, not only do I support her, but I'm going to go out and vote for her. Goal number two. Goal number three, persuade those who are on the fence, those who are likely voters, but persuade those who are on the fence to fall your way, not the competition's way. So these are people that have not yet decided, and you want to give them enough that they're going to decide to go for you rather than to go for the opponent. So that's the third goal in any debate, is to persuade those who are on the fence. And goal number four is to illuminate the distinction that you have from your competition. In other words, to draw out the areas where you believe that your policies and your ideas are better than those of your competition. So where do you stand out from your opponent in a way that makes a meaningful difference to the likely voter? That's an important thing, right? I mean, in a debate, I could say, I love SpongeBob SquarePants. And that might excite and motivate 7-year-olds, but they don't get a vote, right? So I've got to think about the likely voter, and of those that are likely voters, I've got to illuminate the distinctions that I have from my opponent so that I make my mark in the debate. How does that relate to you? How does that relate to your business? Well, the first thing we ought to be worried about in our business is preventing defections. Growth in any business is a combination of acquisition and retention. But too many times in business, we focus on going out and getting new customers, right? We focus on going out and getting new customers, but we don't focus enough on making certain that we keep the ones we have. If I get 10 new customers and lose 10 because I haven't been paying attention to my current customers, I've got a net gain of 0. My business has not grown. But if I can gain 10 and only lose 1, now I've got a net gain of 9. Now my business is growing. So preventing defections should be the first goal that we have. The people that are already buying from us, we've got to keep them in the tent. We've got to keep them in our circle. That's our first goal. Then the second goal is to engage and inspire them. Your most likely sale is going to come from somebody who's already buying. And they're going to buy another product or service from you, or they're going to spend more with you. So getting those that are already your customers to spend more, to buy another car or another house, or to invest in another consulting program, or to get your coaching, or to have you do something else for them in addition to what you're already doing. So first, we're going to keep them. Now we're going to inspire and engage them to do more, to actually spend more money, or to actually be more involved, or to actually refer us to do something above and beyond what they're already committed. They already believe in us. Now what we're going to do, now after we've done those two things, now we can move to the third one. There might be this group out there that, they're in the market, and they've kind of narrowed it down. So who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? They're on the fence. What could you do to persuade those that have already decided that they want a product like yours or a service like yours to use you? What could you do to persuade those who have, they are high potential prospects, right? But at the Distinction Summit, we talked about the phases of customers, and the first one is suspect. They don't know if they need or want what you do, and you don't know if they're qualified. So they're not even prospects yet. They're just kind of suspects. Now you get the prospects. Prospects are those who need your product or service, and you would love to close a transaction with them. Of that group of prospects, the second one up, there are low potential prospects. No, they're in the market, but they're not actively engaging. They're thinking about it. I know that the lease on my car is going to expire in 2 years. So in a couple of years, I got to make a decision somewhere along the way. Right? I'm not active right now. I just know that sometime a decision is going to be coming. Then you got some, hey, my lease expires after my next payment. I'm going to buy something, right? So those are high potential prospects. So how do we get those high potential prospects on our side of the fence? That's the third thing we need to focus on, getting those that are there. And then number 4, how do we illuminate what makes us distinctive from that of our competition? How do we illuminate our distinction as opposed to what they are proposing? That's our other goal. Hey, there's my friend Martin from Germany. So good to see you, Martin. Martin's one of the great speakers of the world, and certainly one of the greatest in Europe. He's what a terrific guy and a terrific speaker. So good to see you, Martin. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate that greatly. So let's review. Here's our goals in our business that I think are very similar to the goals that we're going to see in the presidential debate tonight. Number 1, prevent defections from your camp. Make certain that you keep the customers you already have. Make certain that you keep the supporters that you already have from leaving you and going to a competitor. Second, after we've prevented defections, now we want to engage and inspire those that are already committed. It's not enough just to say you're committed. Now we're going to engage them and inspire them to actually take action. I could say that I prefer a Nikon camera over a Sony. I'm committed. But Sony wants me to go buy a Sony camera instead of a Nikon. That's the difference. So we got to get them on our side first, and then we get them to engage. And engage is the actual purchase or the actual vote. Now there's going to be some on the fence. Hey, Sony, Nikon, Canon, they're all about the same. I'm looking for a camera, but I really don't know what to get. Okay, so now if I'm Sony, I got to show you why you want me instead of Nikon or Canon, right? So we're going to persuade those that are on the fence. First, we prevent the Sony likers from liking something else. Next, we engage and inspire the Sony likers to actually buy Sony. Don't just like us, but buy it. Then we got those that are on the fence that are looking at us and a couple other competitors. We want you to come to our side. We're going to persuade you to come to our side. And how we're going to do that in part is by illuminating why we are better than our competition. What makes us distinctive. So the candidates have those goals for tonight. You should have those goals in everything you do in your business to help you create distinction in a hyper competitive marketplace. Hey, by the way, if you haven't already signed up, we got a Facebook page. Just search for Daily Distinction. You can sign up for our Facebook page. And don't forget, from your Amazon device, all you've got to do is say, Alexa, play Distinction Radio. And you can hear ideas about distinction 24/7. That does it for me for today. I'm glad that you were here. Thank you so much. Share this if you would, especially if you're watching on the replay. I'd love it if you'd share. Thanks for everybody checking in, and I'll look forward to talking to you again tomorrow, same time, next Daily Distinction. See you there.